Do you guys know who I'm dressed up as today? I'm dressed up as the Cat in the Hat. Have you guys ever heard the story of the Cat in the Hat? Have you ever heard this very famous story? Do you know that the Cat in the Hat, the story of the Cat in the Hat, is written by a very famous author? Have you guys ever heard that word author before? Does anybody know what an author is? Well, let's take a look here. This tells me what an author is. An author is the person who writes the words in a book. An author writes a story. They write all the words in the book. Are you guys learning how to write words? Maybe when you put those words into a story, you'll learn to be an author. Well, today we're going to talk about what it means to be an author, and I'm going to read you a book by a very famous author. He is the author that wrote the story of the Cat in the Hat, and he has written many other books. His name is Dr. Seuss. Have you guys ever heard of Dr. Seuss? Dr. Seuss is an author that wrote many words in many books. So let's take a look at some of the books that Dr. Seuss has written. The Cat in the Hat. Dr. Seuss has also written a book called Fox and Socks. That's a really fun one to read. Dr. Seuss has written a book called One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish. Dr. Seuss has written a book called Green Eggs and Ham. Dr. Seuss has also written a book called The Foot Book, and many, many more. Today we're going to read one of Dr. Seuss's books, one of the books that he has written, and it is called Dr. Seuss's A, B, C book. Are you guys learning your ABCs? Are you guys practicing your letters and your letter sounds? Letters are so awesome because they help us to write words. And when we put those words together, it makes stories, which is so cool, isn't it? So Dr. Seuss put together lots of words to write all of these books. We're going to read this book today called Dr. Seuss's ABC book. All right, here we go. And the author is Dr. Seuss, of course. Here we go. Big A, little a. What begins with A? Did you guys learn that letter yet? Let's see. Well, what begins with A? He's asking, now what words begin with A? So we have to think, what sound does A make? A says ah, like apple, right? So let's see what words begin with A. Aunt Annie's alligator. A. Now we're at the letter B. Big B, little b. What begins with B? What does B sound like? B. Barber, baby, bubbles, and a bumblebee. Let's see, what comes after B? A, B, C. Big C, little c. What begins with C? Let's see, what begins with C? Camel on the ceiling. C. You see how camel starts with the k? That's what the letter C says. Big D, little d. What does the letter D say? D says duh. Let's see which words begin with the D sound. David Donald Dude dreamed a dozen donuts and a duck dog too. Wow, lots of those words began with the D sound. A, B, C, D, E. E. Ear, egg, elephant. E. E makes the E sound like an elephant. Oh, now we're on the letter F. Big F, little f. F. 4 fluffy feathers on a fiffer. That must be a fiffer. Can you guys say that fast? Fiffer. That's hard to say, isn't it? They all begin with the letter F, the F sound. Okay, let's see. What's after F? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's right. G comes next. What does G say? Makes the G sound. Goat, girl, goo, goggles. G. That is so silly. Are those goo goggles? He's silly, isn't he? What's after G? H is after G. What does H say? That makes the sound. Big H, little h, hungry horse, hey. Hen in a hat, hooray, hooray. You hear that sound at the beginning of those words? Oh, here we go. Big I, little I, I. What does I say? I makes the is sound, like Ichabod is itchy. So am I. Itchy, itchy. When you hear that word, do you have to scratch? Do you feel itchy? Big J, little j. What begins with J? J makes that j sound. Jerry Jordan's jelly jar and jam begin that way. Oh, here we go. Big K, little k. Kitten, kangaroo. Kick a kettle, kites, and a king's kerchoo. All the things that begin with the K, the k sound. Dr. Seuss is such an awesome author, isn't he? This is such a fun book. Big L, little L. L makes the L sound. Little Lola lop, left leg, lazy lion, licks a lollipop. Oh, look at that. Lazy lion licking a lollipop. Whew. So many L sounds. Oh, here we have M. Big M, little m. M makes that sound. Here we go. Many mumbling mice are making midnight music in the moonlight. Mighty nice. Whoa, that's lots of M sounds there. Big N, little n. What begins with those? Well, N makes the N sound. 9 new neckties and a nightshirt and a nose. See the neckties, the nightshirt, and the nose for the N. Oh, skip the page here. There we go. After N comes O. O is very useful when you use it when you say Oscar's only ostrich oiled an orange owl today. O makes that sound. Okay, what comes after O? Let's see if we can figure it out. We have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P! What does P say? P makes the p sound. Painting pink pajamas, policeman in a pail, Peter Pepper's puppy, and now Papa's in the pail. Oh, so many words. Next comes Q. Big Q, little q. What begins with Q? The quick queen of Quincy and her quacking quackaroo. The quack quack sound for Q. Next comes R. Big R, little r. Rosie, Robin, Ross. Rosie's going riding on her red rhinoceros. Big S, little s. Silly Sammy Slick sipped 6 sodas and got sick. Oh, they all begin with this. See how sick silly Sammy is. Next comes T. T. What begins with T? 10 tired turtles on a tuttle tree. The t sound. Big U, little u. What begins with U? Uncle Ub's umbrella and his underwear too. U makes that sound like an underwear. Big V, little v. Vera Violet Vin is very, very, very awful on her violin. Oh, poor Vera. Well, her name begins with the V sound in V. W. Willie Waterloo washes Warren Wiggins, who is washing Waldo Woo. That's a wah sounds. X is very useful if your name is Nixie Knox. It also comes in handy spelling axe and extra fox. Big Y, little Y, a yawning yellow yak. Young Yolanda Jorgensen is yelling on his back. The yuck sound is for Y. Okay, let's see what comes next. We did A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z! Big Z, little z. What begins with Z? What words begin with Z? That z sound. I do. I am a zizzer, zazzer, zuzz, as you can plainly see. Zizzer, zazzer, zuzz. Ooh, that's hard to say. And that is the end of Dr. Seuss's ABC book. Dr. Seuss has written so many awesome books. And you know what, friends? It's so fun to learn all about authors and how they write their books. An author is the person that writes the words in the book. Weren't those words so fun to read that Dr. Seuss wrote in the ABC book? Ooh, maybe some other time we can hear some of his other fun books that he's written. So many. All right, friends, I hope you had fun learning about what an author is and reading a very famous author's book, Dr. Seuss's ABC book. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye, friends.